What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. We've got the Poisonberry CVO Road Glide here up on the dyno, ready for a tune. Now, obviously, guys, you may remember in the last video I touched on the fact that we're only using the Screamin Eagle Pro Street Tuner. So this little guy here. Now, it is very, very limited in its adjustability. However, we are using the entire Screamin Eagle kit. So we didn't go with a bigger camshaft or anything like that. We're just using the SE 550 cam that comes in the kit. So this calibration, the base calibration for this is designed for that camshaft. What's going to be tricky is the fact that we have the SP Concepts, or the SP Concepts Big Bore Works Edition pipe. I'll give you a look. It is a gorgeous looking pipe, guys. It's all hand tigged, put together. It's looks beautiful. This will be the first one I am tuning, and well, not really tuning, we're going to be just manipulating what we can here because there's not much adjustment at all. But I do have another bike in the workshop, a Street Glide, that I'll have full tuning capability over on that one. So it'll be interesting to see how this pipe goes. But today, we're going to be going through, what I'm going to talk about real quick here is just what I mean by there's no adjustment. So I'll bring this up here to the computer and we'll take a look at what we're dealing with. All right, guys, so this is what I'm talking about by what we mean by not much adjustment. So what we're looking at here is our AFR table. Now this guy here is the base fuel request table for the ECM. This tells the ECM just how much fuel we want. And you can see these big numbers here, this big area here with all these bold numbers. That represents closed loop. So what that means is the ECM is taking input from the O2 sensors in the exhaust pipe, sending it back to the ECM, and then it's adjusting the fuel, which is known as short-term fuel trim, to achieve this target here of 14.4, 14.5, etc., 14.3 out here. Now this area is very, very large. Typically on a performance build, we do not have a big closed loop area like that. We might have a small closed loop area here where the cruise speed is, but from there on we want more fuel, as you know, because we have a bigger camshaft, we're drawing in more air, we need to make more power, we need to add more fuel. So this is really, really reserved. I understand why Harley do it because of the EPA requirements, etc. Out here, our 100%, so when we're riding along over here and then we hit the throttle, our map pressure jumps over here, and as the RPM builds, we come down the 100% column, the manifold absolute pressure over here. So this fuel here is not too bad. 12.4 is, you know, respectable, but you know, 14.3 at 90 map is way lean. Like there's nowhere near enough fuel to make decent power. But how we dial in that each cylinder is with our VE table. So if we look at them, so here is our VE table for the front cylinder. Now we have very limited adjustment. So just for example here, 2250 RPM at 15%. I think we've only got about 5% adjustment. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4% adjustment there. Right out here at wide open, let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10% adjustment there. So pretty limited in what we can do. We may need 15% more fuel there. We don't know. We'll work that out in a minute when we start tuning. Over here at our spark, again, very limited. I think we've got about 5% there. 5 degrees, sorry, I think I had there. Is that back? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 degrees of adjustment there. Look, guys, let's just see how this thing comes up. I mean, the bike looks beautiful in this color, Poisonberry. And that pipe's just outstanding. It looks great. Today, let's get this thing tuned up. We'll see just how much power we can make with the Screamin Eagle Pro Street Tuner with this SP Concepts Big Bore Works Edition pipe. It is so cold here this morning. It's 4 degrees. I don't know what that is in American. It's cold. Like it's 0 is freezing and it's 4. So it's cold, all right? All right guys, it is so cold in here. Thank God for these heated grips, they're nice and warm. You can see there we just hit the speed limiter, so that was the bike just doing this. 175 kilometers an hour is all she wrote. We're going to have to disconnect the rear wheel speed sensor in a minute so we can do a full sweep of the RPM range. But just that couple of little pulls there, just up to 4,000 RPM, it's making 145 foot-pounds of torque and 111 horsepower. So once we get a full sweep, it is a little bit richer. It looks like I do need to pull some fuel out here at 3,500. It's way lean here at the hit. We're going to have to see just how much adjustment we can just pour all the fuel we can get in there and just see what happens. And then we'll tweak up some timing and see what we can make. Alright guys, so we're just going to pull the bag off here so we can get under the right hand side cover. And we'll disconnect the rear wheel speed sensor, so that will then disable. We won't have a speedo up on the dash, but we'll at least be able to do a full wide open run. So let's just get this bag out of the way. Take this cover off here. I need a little assistant in here to help me do all this nonsense. Let's pop this off. It's so hard to do this one-handed. Now, what we're looking for, so this, let's see if I can get the lighting better here. Let me just get so this cable here goes to your wheel speed sensor there. It's part of the ABS system. Follow this back up under here. I can't do this while holding the phone, but it's up under here, and we just disconnect it, and then we won't have any speedo up on the dash, but we will be able to do a full sweep of the RPM. So let's get this done. So there we are, just plugs back in there. You're going to have fault codes and all sorts of stuff up on the dash. You're going to need to clear all that once you're done. If you're using this Screamin Eagle software, you can clear the diagnostic trouble codes with it. Anyway, that's what you do. We'll get this thing warmed up here, we'll do a run. Post in the comments what you think it's going to make now that we can do a full sweep of the RPM range. Not bad, guys. Better than I thought. Let me get the zoom right. 144 horsepower, 146 foot-pounds of torque. And the fuel's actually really not too bad up there, to be honest, thanks to our richer target. But we need to pull some fuel out here, and we need to add all of it. We need to add all the fuel right here.
How dare you!
Anyhow, let's see what we can do with it, and then we'll put some timing in there. But that's really not too bad. That air fuel at the top there is really not that bad. Righto guys, so front cylinder here, I've just thrown all the fuel in that it'll let me.
How dare you!
At the hit there, taken a bit out here and just added a bit at the back end. And on the rear cylinder, again, we've thrown in all the fuel we need there and pulled a little bit out here. So let's put this in, see what happens. Well guys, that fixed it up a little bit. It's still not making much more power. We are just taking the timing table here and we're going to work on it. So we're going to add all the timing it's going to allow me up here. It's still not very scary looking on the timing table there at all, even though it's maxed out. You can see, 22 degrees there, way out the top. So, bugger all in the mid-range, 21, 22 degrees there, really soft. I'm just going to go through and see if I can just tidy this table up through here and just make that work a little bit better and see what that does to it. So have a look at this, guys. 148 horsepower, 153 foot-pounds, 149 horsepower, 152 foot-pounds. Have a look here. That's 140 foot-pounds of torque thereabouts, right there between 2,500 and 3,500. Right where that's 140 foot-pounds of torque, and then it's up from there, and the power carries right through. This is going to feel very strong on the street. I wish I had some more fuel adjustment here. We still need a bit more at the start, but I've given it all that she's got.
How dare you!
And all the timing. But what I'm going to do really quickly, just as an experiment, guys, is just quickly pop this filter off, just to see how much this guy is restricting us. Hopefully there's a couple of horsepower in there. We'll get this thing into the 150s. But yeah, let's get this thing off, see what she makes. Alright guys, let's do this in real time. I'm just going to get the zoom right here. Now I'm going to talk correction factors, because I know we love to get excited about those. But we just made 156 and 155, so 7 horsepower with that filter off. Incredible results there, folks. That is unbelievable. This thing is making way more power than I thought. But guys, what I want to talk about, let's just do this in real time. So let's have a look here. We'll go to our correction factor, SAE for everybody. Apply that. That's our SAEs there. 153, 153 versus 146, 146, 151. So take a look at those numbers. Going to go up here, go to standard, because that's pretty much what we all use here in Australia. Apply that, done it in real time. There we are, 156, 155. So call it what you want, that's your difference, but incredible result there with just that filter off. So while it is very restrictive, but look, it's still making 150 horsepower, all under warranty, guys. All right, well there we are, 150 horsepower, all under warranty. Is really not that bad when you consider what we're tuning with for a start. I just want to talk about too, guys. I just realized this is using that TRASK filter, and it was obviously restricting us our 7 horsepower. I think if we were to use the Screamin Eagle Extreme Wedge air filter, I think we would go really, really close to those numbers, because those filters are almost no loss across them. So I would assume if we were to do the complete Screamin Eagle package with that Extreme Wedge filter, we'd make very similar numbers with this pipe, obviously. I don't think we're going to make that much horsepower with the factory header with the cat in there and the Screamin Eagle slip-ons. I don't think that's going to happen. But look, that's an incredible result nonetheless, guys. 156 horsepower. You can see it went a bit funny at the top there. That's why it's peaked out. It actually went a little bit leaner up there because it had more air. But, you know, nonetheless, 149 horsepower with the filter on and 152 foot-pounds of torque. That is really, really good as far as I'm concerned. I'll take you outside in a minute, give you a look at the bike, just how beautiful this thing looks, this colour, this pipe, it all just come together really, really nice. I'm just stoked to be a part of it. So yeah, while the Screamin Eagle tuner isn't hasn't got the best wrap out there on the market, it has delivered quite well here. I mean, the thing, it's safe enough at the top end there, you know, 4,000 RPM and on, there is enough fuel there to make 156 horsepower safely. There's no concerns there. There's no ignition knock in it. I've maxed the ignition out, and it's not pulling any timing out, so it's working really efficiently. Yeah, while it's not the best tuning module, there's more better ones out there. Obviously we can do more with other ones, but for just a bolt-in thing with that tuner all under warranty, you can't argue with it, guys. I mean, that is really, really good. So yeah. Well, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I had a blast doing this. This is really cool to see how much power this thing made. I really didn't think it was going to make that much. I thought it would be definitely into the 140s there, but to make 156 with the filter off just completely blew me away. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. Put some comments down there, some questions, whatever you want to do, and I'll see you next time.